Hi everyone, good to see you. Here, let's try round two. Monika Dena Huppertz here of Whole Heart Energy Healing. Looking forward to being of service to you again in From Challenged to Champion. Today we're going to work on using a different modality, and we're going to be working with SRT, Spiritual Response Therapy. Last week, I was teaching you how to muscle test. We did a finger ring where you had to pull aside the finger, and if it broke the circle, then it was a no. If it stayed together, it was a yes. And I created a document and put that in the Facebook group, which you're welcome to join. It's called Monika Dena Huppertz, A New Avenue. I've also put in there a new document called Break the Circuit. And Break the Circuit, very similar to Break the Circle. This time I taught you a double ring method where you had to pull on the two rings, and if it broke, that was a no. If it stayed together, that was a yes. That was a positive one. And what else? Yes, I'll be doing the subconscious release technique today, Antoinette. Thanks for mentioning that. So that is in the Facebook group there. I also showed how to break the ring with your thumb, and then the duck beak inside the circle, push. If it stayed, it was a yes. If it broke the circuit, it was a no. So those are available now in my Facebook group, A New Avenue. Today, however, I'm going to work with a different modality than I did last time. Last time it was a theta brainwave type state, and we worked on money issues. Today, we're going to work again on money issues, but I'm going to teach you via the subconscious release technique. I really find this particular modality to be very simple and very powerful. I love how you're just using your breath work to access your subconscious mind instead of through the theta brainwave state like I did last week. So again, I'm going to work on money issues, and what I'm going to do is I'll list the problem, which will be money issues, and then I'm going to be going through a series of energy emotions that we carry in our body, and we hold on to them. And when they get trapped, that's when we have physical, mental, emotional pain. With them released, which people actually can do quite organically, quite easily, but you have to know to do that. You know, it's like if you don't know to unclench your fist, you'll always have that pain, that strain, that constriction. But if you know to let it go, things can flow. And so that's what we're going to be doing today is a different way to flow. So I have in front of me a list of negative emotions, and then I have in front of me also a list of blocks, positive emotions that can be blocked in your system. It can be held anywhere. If you're finding you have headaches, pain, a strain in your relationship, problems attracting money or clients, or getting that job, that new position you're looking for, this is a very easy and simple technique to use. So like I said, I'll be doing a group clearing. I posted also a way to sorry, I got distracted. We have We have the doorman, somebody ringing at the doorbell. My sister's grabbing that. It's a package, Megan. Just yell thank you. Thanks, Guy. So, anyways, we'll do the subconscious release technique to bring in a little more extra funds for you, whether it's for Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah. I'm sure you could all use a little bit of extra finances, whether it's to give to others, a gift for yourself, a gift to charity that you would like to be able to share. My personal favorite right now is the food bank. So when I go for my weekly grocery shopping, I buy a couple of 10 or $4, $5 bags of prepackaged, in my case Safeway, um, goodies that they have, and they put it in the hamper for me for the food bank. It's my way of giving back. And then as my business takes off more, I'll be able to give to more charities, which I have listed on my website, such as an animal shelter and a youth emergency shelter that I contribute to when I can. Anyways, you'll find, I'm sure, wonderful uses for your money. So let's work on the problems that money can bring us. And I was just looking for a quick piece of paper here. Here we go. All right. So one thing that I do is I think about, well, what's happened in the past that would have caused a particular program, a particular belief to come to fruition. And when I think back on my own life, one of the things that my family went through was a little bit of a feast and famine when it came to money. There were times when Dad, self-employed carpenter, he would be making a good number of kitchens for the various housing projects that were going up, and the money would be rolling in. You know, we were able to purchase then things like plots of land, a snowmobile. Oh God, we had fun on that snowmobile. A boat, you know, so some extra fun toys. And, you know, was able to afford singing lessons, for example, and a few other luxuries, which was absolutely wonderful growing up as a kid to be able to have some wonderful, um, you know, treats. And then there was the famine times where, you know, we just don't have it yet. That money isn't there right now. And probably like you, I also heard well, money doesn't grow on trees, and it, you know, we just don't have it right now. So, you know, you have to tell Santa, you know, only a list of 3 things this time instead of 7 things like we often would do. Um, and so, in looking at the childhood experiences that I had, one of the things I would think of was, why isn't there enough? And it's one of those things where, you know, as a kid, you don't understand the finances of things, but you are impacted by them. You do have those feelings. So with SRT, you go back and you think, what were your thoughts during that time? What were um, what were the thoughts that came to mind when these things happened? Yes, you felt sad. Yes, you felt deprived as a kid. You know, even though there was food on the table, clothes on your back, you had all the school supplies you needed, and so on. But you know, kids are kids, right? We think in the here and now, and so why isn't there enough? I remember was a thing that I would think of. I would also wonder, you know, how can I help? And definitely went to work quite young as a kid. I started with uh, not a paper route, but delivering flyers to earn my own spending money so that my mom and dad didn't have to give me my allowance. I did get a small allowance, which I saved up and would buy various gifts during the festivals. And so, I would have my bit of money, go to the festivals and go to those displays that they had of all the new gadgets and buy mama something and buy dada something and my sister a something. And it always felt good to be able to give from my own money. So at 14 I started working, um, doing that, and then later on as I grew older and could drive a car, I was demonstrating products and so on. So I've been working for a long time, a very long time. But so how can I help was definitely a thing that I wanted to know. What could I do? And sometimes I would think, this isn't fair. And again, I was probably younger at that time. My friends were getting, well, at that time it wasn't Nintendo, it would have been um, the Atari system and so on. They were getting that or whatever it is that they were getting. And I remember wanting one and was delighted when we finally got one. Um, I loved playing a few of those video games when I was a kid. That was fun. I remember we always did games at Christmas time and holiday time. But anyways, this isn't fair is another one. So I'm going to do these three statements, and I'll show you how that goes. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to test which of the emotions in my list make me feel weak. And so I test doing this way. I show two fingers and I push them together. If they stay locked together, that means I'm strong to this. If it slips by one another, that means I'm weak to it, and that's where I need to work on. And so, why isn't there enough is a weak statement. So now I'm going to find the emotions that got attached when I was feeling that feeling and go forward from there. So I feel myself getting grounded, centered, balanced, and yeah, that feels better. And then I use my intuition to go through the list and see which of these emotions are making me weak. So, for example, I have aggression, anger, annoyance, apathy, and it goes through the alphabet until the word worry. So, as I do this, I think in my mind, what is it that is making me weak? And I test them. Is it this, this, this? Oh, that one slipped, so I'll be doing that one with my program. So I'll think, I'll go through this list and see aggression, anger, annoyance, anxiety. So I would take a deep breath in and hold. Now, normally I repeat this silently in my mind, but what's the use of me saying it silently in my mind if you can't hear what's going on in my mind? As a practitioner, I say it out loud, and then the person receiving the releasing, they say it in their head. But since I'm one and the same, I'm just going to say them out loud for your benefit so you can see how this is done. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath in, out, in, and I would hold and then think and repeat what I'm told, and here's what I'm saying. I release all negative emotions with, why isn't there enough? Okay. Good. Breath in and hold. I release all aggression with, why isn't there enough? Aggression, anger, annoyance, anxiety. Good. Breath in. I release all anxiety with, why isn't there enough? And then I test anxiety again, and that's strong now. Apathy, boredom, confusion, contempt, cynicism, fear, frustration, grief, guilt. Guilt. So that was a weak one for me. So breath in. I release all guilt with, why isn't there enough? And blow that out. And test guilt again. Okay, it's strong. Keep going. Hate, humiliation, and so on. Pain, pressure, rage, resentment, resistance. There we go. So that's another one. Breath in, hold, repeat. I release all resistance with, why isn't there enough? And resistance is strong now, whereas it was weak before. Revenge, rigid sadness, sorrow, stubbornness, terror, uncertain, wanting, worry. Okay, so those are all the negative emotions. Now I go and I see, where am I being blocked to the positive emotions that could possibly go out there? So I'm going to look at and release the blocks with, okay, so is it appreciation, belief, calm, certainty, compassion, creativity, enjoyment, faith, feeling, fulfillment? So I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not allowing that feeling of fulfillment in. So I'm going to release those blocks so that fulfillment can come back into me. So breath in, repeat. I release all blocks with fulfillment with, why isn't there enough? Fulfillment, see now that's strong. Giving gratitude, kindness, knowing, knowledge, memory, encouragement, open, peace. Receiving. Receiving was something I wasn't allowing in. So let's try that one. Breath in. I release all blocks with receiving with, why isn't there enough? And then that would be blown out. Okay, receiving, that's strong now. Safe, support, surety, thankfulness, trust. And then what I do is a blanket statement at the end where it releases any other little things. So maybe they weren't on this particular list, or something else popped in while I was releasing. You know, it's like an onion. You peel back, well, son of a gun, there's another layer and another layer. And people are like that in many, many ways. Until we get to the core, you know, then things can absolutely really move like miracles through for our lives. And if you do this enough for yourself, you can start experiencing your own miracles like I have been. So it's a great technique to work on. So the blanket statement is, breath in, I release all negative emotions and positive emotional blocks with, why isn't there enough? In between statements, so that was a statement that I did. I take a breath in and out, and then I go to do the next statement. And in this case, I release all negative emotions with, how can I help? Okay, so I'm going to go again. I'll go through again. Aggression, anger, annoyance, apathy, anxiety, boredom, confusion, contempt. So I'm angry about stuff. So breath in, hold. I release all contempt with, how can I help? Contempt, okay, that's strong now. Cynicism, despondency, disbelief, discontent, fear, frustration, guilt, grief, humiliation. Oh, I guess it bothered me there. Breath in, hold. I release all humiliation with, how can I help? And humiliation slipped again when I went to check it. It's not gone yet, so I do it again. Breath in, hold. I release all of my humiliation with, how can I help? Humiliation. Good. That's now strong. So I went through 2 layers, so that was obviously a big thing that was bothering me. Humiliation, hurt, irritation, sadness, shame, sorrow, no, stress, stubbornness. Good. Breath in and hold. I release all stubbornness with, how can I help? Okay. Breathe that out. Stubbornness is now strong. Terror, worry. Now I'm into the blocks 2, the positive. Faith, feeling, fulfillment, giving, gratitude, happiness. All right, so breath in, hold. I release all blocks to happiness with how can I help? Happiness. Okay, that stayed strong now, or went to strong now. Letting go, love, memory, nurture. Receiving, safe, support, sharing, trust. There we go. Breath in and hold. I release all blocks with trust, with how can I help? Trust is now strong. And then I got to do the blanket statement, so I went weak. Breath in. I release all negative emotions and positive emotional blocks with how can I help? And now that is strong. So I finished with that particular round. So breath in and out. Breath in and hold, and we have another one to go through. So breath in and hold. I release all negative emotions with this isn't fair. Okay, and that is strong now. So now I go on to the negative emotions list. Content. And sometimes it just takes a few of them. Judgment, I'm halfway through and I haven't come across anything yet. I've been doing a lot of clearing people, so terror and certainly wanting, worry. Okay, worry. Breath in, hold. I release all worry with this isn't fair. Okay, and it still slips, so I'm going to do that one again. Breath in, hold. Repeat. I release all worry with this isn't fair. Okay, and worry is now holding strong. Going on to the release of the blocks, to the positive emotions. Kindness, knowing, love, memory, nourishment, peace. Okay, I wasn't allowing peace into my life, so let's go with that one. Breath in, hold. I release all blocks with peace, with this isn't fair. Breath in. Peace is strong now. Receiving safe. Trust, that's good. And the blanket statement is also weak, so I do that one again. Breath in, hold. I release all negative emotions and positive emotional blocks with this isn't fair. And those of you who do energy work probably know this, and those of you that don't, when you release, there's many ways that you can release. The breath was one. Then you saw me yawn. Yawning is another way that people release. It's an automatic way to release. Have you ever had an upset stomach? What do? Sometimes you yawn, and that releases that upset stomach. Something caused that upset stomach. Sometimes it was a food, sometimes it was an allergy, sometimes it was a person, and you got that kind of a feeling in your stomach. And when you yawn, you release it. Laughing, wonderful way to release. When I do my sessions live with my clients, if I get the hint to make a joke out of something, I will do that, and my people will be laughing and trying to release their breath, but they're so busy laughing that their breath gets released that way. Well, you're engaging the diaphragm, you're engaging endorphins to pump you up, making you feel better again. So you're doing a lot of things to help your body naturally release. Naturally release. Burping and other gaseous ways are ways that people release as well. So whenever that happens, I'm never offended if if any of those bodily things happen, because I know it is my clients letting go of what has been bottled up inside. And so just like when you untwist the cap of carbonated beverage, stuff comes out, and then you can consume the beverage. Um, and it's wonderful to have that release because, as you know, if you shake up a carbonated beverage and you release the cap, pff, like it's a messy situation at that point. And so what we try to do is get rid of the buildup before it gets to that point where a person has to explode in order to get those emotions, in order to get that release from their bodies. All right. Well, so those were the three statements that I'm doing on money on this one. Now I have to go and finish it up by doing the fill-ups. And the fill-ups in SRT are wonderful. One of the things that I was trained to do was I try to make whatever was negative into a positive. So my three statements that I wrote down, I'm going to be trying to change them into a way that empowers me, so that not only did I kind of erase the charge on those statements, but I'm changing them from a negative to a positive. And that's going to help me be able to move forward more with my money blocks and your money blocks, because this session isn't just for me, of course. This session is for the group. And so my intention when I went to do this Facebook Live was that I be of top-notch service to you, that the releasing that I do would be effective for the whole group. So whether you're watching live or you're watching it as a replay, you'll still get the benefit. You have to just do the same releasing technique that I did, and you'll be able to gain the benefits that you heard me say. And I suspect, since I was saying some of those words out loud, that there might have been a trigger for you, and you'll know either intuitively or through your muscle testing which way works well for you. And there might have been a word in there that, I needed to release on that one too. Monika didn't release it on herself, but she said the word anger, and I know I need to release that word anger, that emotion anger, and so on. So I know that there's always a reason for what I do on these Facebook Lives. So here goes the Phillips. We're going to think the positive thoughts. I'm gonna, in my mind, I like to vision all of these things coming to me. And I didn't mention earlier, but when I release, I like to visualize the releasing going. I know that's not part of the SRT way, but it is part of the Monika way. And so I utilize all my modalities, their best parts, and I put them together when I do my own private clearings through my own business. You can buy a package of 5, for example, for a discounted price, and I think I still have the Black Friday special on, I think 15%, and if not, then it's 10%. So if you go to my website, you'll be able to catch that still. I know there's a special going on still. All right, so here comes those fill-ups. So breath in and out. That gets you grounded, centered, balanced again. Make sure everything feels good. Feels good. All right, so breath in, hold, repeat. I'm so happy and thankful that there is enough. And that was a switch on what I said. Why isn't there enough? So that there is enough. And that felt good. Breath in and hold. I'm so grateful that there is actually more than enough. I tend to do a few positive statements on one of the things that I cleared. Okay, breath in and hold. I'm so thankful and appreciate that I can help. I can be of service. And that is my heart's delight, is to be of service to you and earn my living that way. It's just wonderful. Breath in and hold again. I'm so thankful and appreciate that I can be of service to thousands and millions and billions of people during my lifetime. And that certainly brought a smile to my face, because that is one of my goals in life, to be of service to actually about 3 billion people. When I first thought about how many people would I like to be able to help, and that was the number that I got. All right, so that's a good one. Breath in and hold. I am so happy and thankful that life really is fair, and I get more than my fair share. Okay. And somehow that just took a moment to settle in. Good. Breath in and hold. I'm so thankful and appreciate that I'm in the process of everything coming my way. Good. Breath in and hold. I'm so happy that I vibrate at the frequency of love and above. The vibration of love on, I think it's the Hawkins scale. Forgive me if that isn't the correct word, but there are a few different scales put out there that measures your vibration. The vibration of love is 500 hertz. And when you're at the vibration of love and above, so joy, wonderment, bliss, all of those high vibrations, it affects you positively. Happiness, another one, just feels good, and your whole body feels lighter and brighter. Okay, so breath in, hold. I'm so happy and grateful to be happy no matter what. And that felt good. And breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful that my money problems are just fading away. Breath in and hold. I so appreciate to be taking steps forward towards what I want. Breath in and hold. I'm so happy and grateful to be divinely guided now. Breath in. I so graciously accept change in my life. Good. Breath in. I'm so happy that making changes is easy for me. And one of my favorite ones that I end with is, I'm so grateful to accept and approve all clearings and affirmations now. And I usually have my people breathe in and out twice to kind of lock it all in. And I can tell you, I definitely do feel lighter and brighter. I have like a feeling of, oh my goodness, quite the lightness through the crown chakra right now. There's a lightness feeling in my chest, and in my gut also feels lighter and brighter. When I work with clients, that is definitely some of the things that they report. Other people just get giddy. Like it's just wonderful. I have a couple of gigglers as clients, And I absolutely love working with them because at the end, they're laughing, they're giggling, we're cracking jokes, we're enjoying ourselves, and that is a wonderful way for this process to go through and be heard. So that technique was called the subconscious release technique. I have been doing similar techniques um, that sorry techniques that have similar components, not quite the way that this one was done. Um, and I love how this one came into my life, and I was able to um, utilize it to full advantage. You might have noticed some of the wonderful testimonials I have received, and the majority of them are because of the subconscious release technique, or SRT. Um, so if you decide to book me for a private session, awesome. And SRT Global, Subconscious Release Technique Global, also has some wonderful, wonderful programs. There is one set up called Unlimited Releasing, and it is $25 a month. Like, literally, people, it's a no-brainer. It really is. There are tons of classes that you can jump on every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, every day of the week. Some of them are guided, like this particular one was, on particular subjects. Money is one of them. Weight release, romantic relationships with a partner, and romantic relationships that you hope to be making soon, single looking to mingle kind of a thing. There are connections with God type of release techniques, releasing times. And there's the program called Science of Getting Rich. That's included in your $25 a month subscription. All of these techniques are located on my webpage, www.wholeheart8.com. I'll just type that in the chat. And then you simply need to go to the services page. And on that page is called SRT Connections. And so if you look on my Whole Heart 8 page and look up SRT Connections, I've done a brief write-up there for you to have a look at, and then you can sign up for that program and others. If you wish to do what I do, there are other programs you can look up on SRT Global and enjoy the benefits and the perks of being part of this wonderful, wonderful family of people. There are these open classes, and an open class, I happen to teach one of them. I'm the facilitator on Sundays. Mountain time, it's 5 p.m. Eastern time, it's 7 p.m. And now I have a cohort who helps me out, and together we are helping people release and changing their lives, and they leave feeling wonderful. An open clearing class that I do, you can come to me with any subject, any subject, and we will work with you on whatever you bring to us, whatever you bring to the table, and help you along your way so that you can have that feeling of lightness and brightness, and then being able to finally move forward again in your life. I hope this was of benefit to you. I look forward to being of more service to you, and I'll be doing one next week from that a lady had suggested, and then later on I'm going to do one on um, the process of dying alone, the fear of it, releasing that fear. So that'll be coming up in, I don't know exactly when, but I'll find the right spot for it. Right now, I want to focus on finances and connections with people through the holiday times so that your festive season can be merry and bright. Wishing you all lots of love. God bless. Take care. Bye bye.